Hey, what's up, Battlefielders? This is Bulgy, and this is my first YouTube video. I wanted to bring you some tank gameplay, give you a little guide here. I'm going to call this series Tip of the Spear, and I'm going to follow this video up with some different beast gameplay moments, some montages, and some troll-a-lolling. But first of all, guys, tip number one when tanking is understand your setup. I typically will run with reactive armor, with smoke, and with a heavy machine gun. And what you see down there is a little diagram showing my reactive armor. You can see it's down on the left-hand side. In order to know that that is back up, get out of your tank, rep it for about 3-4 seconds, get back in, and if you look down at that little diagram, you can see on the left-hand side, it's back up again. So you can rep that. Somehow people don't know that sometimes. Tip number two, guys, designate targets. I am on a PS3 player. I'm spamming that select button constantly. And as you do that, you're lighting up all the targets on screen that you're looking at with those little orange arrows. Your whole team can see it. They show up on the mini-map. Helps the team out a ton. So guys, tip number three, jihads. And these are the retards that get in those jeeps. They strap C4 or mines to it, and then they come running at you to kill themselves and try and take your tank out. Give them priority, guys. Get them out of there very quickly, or they will run into you and they will blow themselves up. You can see I took that guy out, and followed by killing my favorite victim, a sniper there perched on the rocks. Tip number four, keep moving around. Too many guys sit stationary in a tank. They get snuck up on, they don't know what's going on behind and around them. Keep the tank moving, be pillaring, which I'll come to later, and be looking for targets, looking for ways to help your team out. Right here I'm clearing out some guys in the back. Next, use the heavy machine gun. Why? Well, number one, the heavy machine gun does, just like it says, heavy damage. It can damage aircraft, but the light machine gun cannot do, and it never overheats. So you can sit on this thing and fire it for an hour, and it's never going to overheat. What I am usually doing, what you see right here, is I will fire off a regular round from my main cannon, immediately switch to the heavy machine gun, and just alternate back and forth while that main gun reloads. So you can be constantly laying down fire, suppressing the enemy. Tip number six, don't kill the empty tanks, guys. Take them, use them to your advantage. Too many guys just like to blow up the empty vehicles. Even if it's injured, have a teammate get out and rep it. Tip number seven, this is the biggest one. You will see some great videos from Rival X Factor on this because he is probably one of the top tankers out there. Pillar, pillar, pillar. And what that means is get back behind cover, which you can see I kind of nestle in behind this semi-trailer, and I will work my way in and out in order to minimize my exposure to the enemy. And oh my dear lord, get dumped on Mr. Jeep. That was disgusting. He tried to come down behind me and took that little bastard right out of the air. So I love that shot when I see it. But yes, pillar in and out behind cover. Enemy can't see you. They can't lock on as easy with javelins or hit you with RPGs. Now guys, this is a general tip, and I had to throw this little clip in there. This isn't specific to tanking, but screw snipers, and I will use a four-letter word most times, but in this case, screw snipers. Screw them so hard again and again. Mark this little guy out here, and my preferred weapon of sniping is the RPG, which this guy appropriately is named Snipe This Bick. I guess because you can't put bitch on your name, but Snipe This Bitch got sniped by an RPG, and I love it. So guys, here's where another spot I like to pillar on this sort of second set of MCOMs on Terran, and that is in and out of this sort of stack of crates or whatever on the second semi, and you can alternate between that and the spot behind it and really protect both MCOMs with your one vehicle, slow down their tank, slow down their Amtrak, slow down their guys from coming down that hill, which is what the enemy typically tries to do. And that guy just got blasted straight in the frickin' chest cavity. But yeah, just work your way in and out of these positions. Next, do not abandon your tank under any circumstances. Go down with your tank. You're the captain of that ship, folks. If you get out, and that guy almost stole it from us right there, fortunately my teammate killed him, you expose yourself so much. And right there we had Mr. Jihad trying to roll up behind us. You can see all those explosives that got blown up. Thankfully I got in the tank and took that guy out, or he probably would have killed 2 or 3 of us easily. Tip number 10, guys, and I'm going to do a full video on this, is secondary gunner is a game changer. Do not get out of this seat. If you have a decent tanker in the main gun, do not get out of the seat except for doing what I'm doing right now, and that is to PT motherfucking O. get out, play the objective, disarm the MCOM like I'm doing here. That's fine. Otherwise, stay on that 50 cal. It does enough damage. If you burst fire it, it won't overheat that quick. You really help out the main tanker to keep guys off of him. You'll take down some infantry. I go on a 6 or 8 kill streak, I believe. And right here's a couple of guys that just get dumped on. I don't know what they were doing, having some little circle jerk over there behind the rock pile. I don't really want to know what they were doing, but we killed them. Nonetheless, that's the important part. Next up, guys, and this is a perfect example of why, if you're the enemy, don't leave your tank abandoned, or I will take it from you. Good timing there as our tank gets taken down. I managed to hop into their tank and proceed to rape and pillage on my way out of the base. Mr. Amtrak sitting here conveniently, so I can just kind of put a couple rounds into him. For anybody that doesn't know, of course, the Amtrak is the only enemy vehicle you cannot take over. Tanks, jeeps, LAVs, everything else, you can steal. The Amtrak you cannot steal, so don't bother. Just go ahead and blow that son of a bitch right up. And if you ever give me your tank as an enemy, I will make you pay, and pay dearly for it. So guys, and I don't know what happened to the tank audio on this guy, but it was glitched out. You can listen to it, just kind of like sputters along. There's no roar of the engine or anything, but this on the third set of MCOMs is the spot I like to pillar. In fact, this is an area where you can kind of go without smoke, and you might want to use proximity instead if you have the opportunity to switch up. You can see right here I'm getting out to repair my left side reactive because I have a quick moment, and I'm tucked down on that little ramp, protected from the enemy. They can't javelin me when I'm there. And then you can just poke your head out, blast their tank, blast their guys. You can reverse it back up the hill, protect that A-bomb, and you also have sort of an overwatch spot on the B-bomb. So I really suggest pillaring that area. If A-bomb gets taken, this is the next spot that I like. You can kind of revert to your backup plan here and start protecting the B-bomb from right behind it. Again, protected by a wall. You can pillar this area in and out, and just kind of work over the enemy as they try to approach that bomb. You've really got to watch your flanks. They can surround you here, and they can fire down from that top ledge to the right that you see there, up where I was originally kind of perched. But another good spot, the most important thing with the tank is don't just sit out on the damn road. Don't just sit still taking pot shots. Be moving in and out of cover, be moving back and forth. So in the last set MCOMs, unfortunately, I don't get to take the tank. My idiot teammate FSF whatever Molesco here decides to get in it and just kind of chill out, and then he takes it off into frickin' BFE in the middle of nowhere down the highway, takes it completely out of the game for a while, so I just start running assault class. Here at the end of the game though, guys, you see that main road that he started out on. What he should have done is park that thing perpendicular or crossways to the approach of the enemy, and you can kind of just work your way forward and backward, pillaring the short wall that's there, and practice with the tank. Practice with the tank. And the only way to do that, in my opinion, is make sure you're running the NG class. You need to have a rep tool if you are a sniper, if you're support class, if you're an assault class guy. You know, if the opportunity presents itself to take an enemy tank, do it. If your tank is just sitting there abandoned, grab it, fine. But if you are planning on tanking, whatever, run the engineer class, guys. I don't care how many service stars you have in assault. I don't care how fond you are of your AEK or your M416 or your F2000 or whatever the hell you're using. Run NG. I like the MTAR. I like with a laser dot, or excuse me, a reflex scope with the laser on it, and I will pretty much decimate close quarters with that. 44 mag, repair tool, RPGs. Because anything that tracks is for frickin' noobs unless you got some Soulflamer out there and you just can't resist free kills. But it is absolutely imperative, especially on a map like Tehran, that your tank is used wisely. Get in it, practice with it. You can rack up the kills and be really effective. So guys, it's a lot of info in a short time, but hopefully you got a few little tips out of this. You know, this is sort of a beginner series for now. I'm going to get into some more advanced stuff as we move along. But props to my buddies there, Latin Gringo and Woodman, for racking up some serious kills and doing some damage. So guys, hopefully you appreciate this video. Comment on it, leave me your thoughts, like and subscribe. I got a lot of stuff on the way, making a lot of videos, and I'll see you next time.